I've seen the benefits of being in this program. I think it's really fascinating to me that I literally put in here, I do not want my business to grow anymore because every time I go for more money, I lose myself in that. Here, I've been totally focused in on myself and taking care of myself, and business is booming. Like, so it's just an interesting observation to be like, it's gold-plated problems to be like, oh my gosh, I have so much work to do. Who do I want to hire and how am I going to go about this?
My name is Lara, and I'm a medical doctor by occupation and career. I've done the first 3 months. I love that even when I thought nothing was happening, that I was still receiving, and then sometimes I'd receive a whole bunch at once. So I'm kind of the doubting Thomas of the group. I need scientific evidence and proof of everything. And I would doubt, and then boom, things would happen and I would receive wonderfully. The physical manifestations, I would say, that I experienced, a big one was my financial house got in order and a lot of bills were paid off. That was big. My son was struggling and having issues with his school and his happiness, and we made big strides in that. And I made progress towards my health. I really didn't know what I was going to do, and I needed to make some changes, and I didn't even know how to start. That's funny because I'm a doctor, but I really was having difficulty on how to take care of myself. And I made a lot of health progress as well. Internally, the changes was a big thing that I learned, to let perfectionism go by the way. The other most important internal change was valuing myself. I really, truly feel like I've learned to start valuing myself more. And I'm doing things in congruence with that and honoring myself and my relationship with myself.
One of the areas was just business revenue for myself. And I've been successful and predictable in what I get, but there's a fair amount of energy that can go into that. And so I started playing with more ease in that space. Like, let's just do a thing, we'll do this. And when I started coming to my business from that angle, I brought in $20,000 in 5 weeks, which is a big deal without a whole lot of effort. It was just, I did the tasks required, but I didn't have all this emotional push or this big mental focus on it. I just kind of like, here we go. And people were like, cool. And they sign up. And that was really nice. It was really an educational experience in the safety of receiving, and the reality that ease is an option in life, that money is not tied to difficulty or stress or struggle, as you put it. It also has the ability to show up without all of that, more with a sense of peace or playfulness or a lightness to it. And that was a big outcome for me.
Hi, my name is Erin, and I'm a consultant and small business owner. I've just been completely amazed with how her guidance and wisdom has allowed me to tap into my own inner guidance and inner wisdom in a way that has just been completely transformational. It has transformed my marriage. It has transformed my relationship with my friends and my coworkers. And most importantly, it's transformed my relationship with myself. I've always been someone who felt like I had a pretty healthy sense of self-esteem and a pretty good sense of who I was. But working with Sonia and really understanding the being model of power, and what it means to really show up in your own power, what that looks like, how to think about your own innate value, not from the way that society teaches us how we think about value, which is all about hard work and what you produce, but about really kind of who you are at your core and how you show up in the world, has been nothing short of amazing for me. It has translated into things that are important, like more business and more money. But most importantly for me, it's really helped me tap into my personal power, my sense of purpose, and really been an important tool for me in living a much more meaningful and deeply fulfilling life.
In every area of my life, I've looked at what is the feeling I'm after. And because of that, over the past few weeks, things have been just coming left and right. Stress levels have been down at home. Another thing is my learning that my fulfillment is already here. It exists here, was something I'd never really thought about. And once you're open to receiving it, you can start seeing things and things start coming to you. Up until this point, I've always been a seeker. I need to do. And I've realized that once you realize everything's here, you can just receive, and be the receiver, which is incredible.
I would say that one of the best things that comes when working with Sonia is the simplicity that she can bring to very complex life situations. When I've struggled and I can't figure out which way to go, first of all, she gets me out of my head, brings it back to the feelings in myself, and brings the awareness and focus more pinpoint on exactly what I want out of life. And it always comes down to, it's not a thing, it's not a situation, it's not another person's changing. It's always about how can I become more of who I am and who I want to be, who I'm meant to be, and magnify that into my purpose in the world.
I'm starting to feel within my body how I'm starting to nurture myself and come back to myself. When I originally started the program, the very first focus that I had was believing that there was support, that I had support from life outside of myself. As a professional, who's had a career, 25, 30 years in a high-tech industry, I've always been independent and went at work myself and, always took action, was very male energy, realizing that, hey, you don't need to go and chase and go and hunt. If you can be open to receiving more and allowing life to support you, that was huge for me. And once I opened up to that, then I really understood what surpassing your limits was all about. Like, I really understood that, hey, beyond what I could think consciously, beyond what I could do physically, if I could just open myself up and rest in receiving and kind of like getting out of my own way, then life actually provides better and more than what it could even think of. So that in itself was huge for me. Once you realize you have support from life, like all the other feelings of feeling guilt, of feeling safe, they all kind of get taken care of in a way where you as an individual become a different person, right? Who you're being in sales is a very different person when you realize life is supporting you. You no longer feel like you're chasing, you no longer feel like you have to, because you believe life is going to actually bring that to you. From a sales perspective, I've had 6-figure deals show up, right? Easily show up, easily close. I've had various types of manifestation happen within my investments. I've had pleasant surprises show up. It's kind of interesting because one of the things I've been doing to focus on myself and nurturing is to continue to go to life for support and kind of haven't knocked my socks off. I've had some really large deals show up from a life perspective and just really great opportunities. I'm starting to collaborate more internally that I never thought that could ever happen. It's different in the sense of it's not a program where you go take action. Because usually programs are like, okay, we're going to give you the content and then now you go do this, right? It's instead, okay, here's some learning concepts and now go be. Kind of a thing. And that's a being program. It's a being program. It's a program about really getting intimate with yourself, really understanding yourself and your awareness, because it all starts, right? Manifestation all starts within you. From my colleague friends that are at the executive level and run the house and do everything, run circles around their husband or whatever, very independent women, to other women. And I mean, that woman who does everything in the home, at work, everything, for sure, is somebody that needs this program, only because you will not feel fulfilled and you will not feel whole until you can take the time to come back to yourself.
I think the biggest shift that I've noticed being in my spinny, painful head and being able to quickly go down into my feelings and stay there. And again, it's like immediate relief. And what that has been bringing me is a huge sense of calm, major reduction in anxiety and worry and stress, a lot of love. I feel so loving towards everyone in my life, myself, I guess, too, but really lots of love for my family, and creativity, risk-taking, confidence, clarity. I mean, the list goes on and on.
I just had this drop in and just to sing your praises and to let you know what's going on. I mean, Sonia, I am now a best-selling author. My novel was the number one, right? The number one new release for like 3 days now. Number one new release. And it was in 3 other categories: bestseller 2, number 4 in one, number 9 in another. And overall, in this huge category, I still did well. So, best-selling author of a number one new release, Amazon book novel. I have an architect under contract to build a train room on my house. You know, and this huge man cave for me. And in about 2 weeks, I'll be off to France to write. And we talked, your counsel was to just give the officers of the church just an opportunity, just to let them know, hey, this is what another church is doing. I'm open, whatever you want to do. I just dropped it with them. And I think I'll get at least about $12,000 soon. So it's just coming. I just wanted to let you know. It's just phenomenal. I remember in the middle of my journey with you when I was thinking about the focus and flourish. And one of the questions I was wondering, wow, can I afford this? Is this good use of my money? And one of your questions was, okay, how could you double your investment, right? And looking back on it now, I'm like, what? That was cheap. A check, just to send her a check. So worth it. Not just because, money, I am open to money flowing in and it's flowing in, but my whole state of being is better. That Meg even said to me, my coach even talked about how I manage the masculine and feminine side so well, feminine side. And I was like, does she know Sonia?